heart creative. That's the first thing I would say. Um, just someone who likes to communicate through artistic expression. That would be how I would describe myself. A lot of people could say a lot of things. I don't like to be defined by what I do, but the type of person I would say that I am, um, I'm an honest person. I like to be bold. I'm passionate about whatever I do. I'm very passionate about it. I'm committed to it. If I do it, I'm committed to it. That kind of thing. So, uh, and on top of all of that, I like to enjoy life, enjoy the process of whatever it is I'm doing, whether um, it is that I am doing my music, if I'm doing some photography, if I'm doing some graphics, if I'm just connecting with people. Passionate individual. What makes the magic? People make the magic actually. I am I'm quite self-taught. I'm not one who would have had the accolades of all the school in this place and the next place. For me, it is more of I see it as kind of like life as you live it, and art becomes the way that you talk or the way that you language. And so because of that, it is something that is very fluid or fluent. And it depends on like what's happening in the moment, that kind of thing. So with my photography, there's several, I think people would see, and people often tell me, Junior, you're not just good at one thing, or people call me Morgan, but they say you're not just good at one type of photography or one type of style that you use. Some people capture it, and I'm like, how did you capture that? It's like, really? That's what I do? But it's true. I'm just trying to be honest in whatever I do, however I feel at the moment, however I envision, or whatever, inspiration hits me based off of something that I see. Um, I internalize it because we are the sum of our experiences as human beings. So based off of my socialization, my background, and where I've been, not only living in the Caribbean, living internationally in Europe for a while, lived in Toronto for a while, the combination of all those experiences, I think, begin to speak in my artistic expression, not only from a local point of view, but from an international point of view. And then there's the aspect to me which is very deeply rooted in Christ and very spiritual as well. That speaks to another level of not just having limits that are kind of like earthly, if you get what I mean. It's more, there's a live kind of connection that happens that is a little bit more fluid. So I to put the parameters to it, like say, well, this particular whatever, I don't even know. But for me, it's just being honest about, the way I feel about what I see and what I interact with. Yeah. Well, when I started, it was the Morgan photo, and then I kind of like really restructured it a bit because, as you would have heard from my discussion before, it's a little bit more. Like I said, I'm a creative. So today you maybe see me behind a camera. Tomorrow you may see me behind a console on a festival stage, engineering, because I also do. I'm a sound engineer as well. Engineered for a bunch of peeps, from Wyclef to a whole set of other peeps. Just did what's her name, Keisha Cole here. So there are a number of people that I've worked with as an engineer. So that's one aspect. There, I'm also a musician. I also had a reggae band that was based in Amsterdam. That's why I was in Europe for like 4 or 5 years. And we toured extensively in Germany and Spain, England. We did a little bit in LA, Holland, of course. So music is kind of like my first love and my passion. So the Morgan media has to take kind of like that same signature where at this moment is the photography is what's blossoming and what people see. But I also dabble in I also do I produced like 3 albums for the band, and I also do music production or sound design. Not at such a big level commercially as I do the photography. So there are people, sometimes I may be called to do like a radio ad. I also do a little bit of video, but it's stuff that I will dabble in on the side. So as the vision is at this particular stage, it's kind of like different modules that will unfold. So rather than have just a name that covers only one section, and then when you grow and you get a little bigger, you expand, then you're gonna kind of got to reinvent yourself again. I sat and I said, well, look, it makes sense just to call it the media, because there's several different arms of the vision, the overarching vision that kind of houses that, as well as working with my wife. She's also into a number of different arms, from fashion, consultation to image to design. So as a brand, we as a family kind of thing, the Morgan Media kind of facilitates a number of different genres of artistic expression. But at this point, the media is more so known for its photography. So that's why you would hear the change from the Morgan photo, because some people know it as the Morgan photo, to the Morgan Media. My basic layman terms of creativity is taking what you have and making the most with it. The one thing that I've learned is that never ever try to be who you're not. Right? Oh, and I heard something really, really cool recently, but I'll share that in a second. It's like, I can never be Michael Jackson. I can only be Junior Morgan. And that's the best thing that you can ever be. I'll be at my zenith being me, right? Because anytime I try to be anybody else, I'm second rate. I'll always be second best, or I'll always be a carbon copy of this person. Will be the real thing, and I'll be kind of like the second. So don't try to copy people, or to be honest about who you are, and express that in your art. I mean, spend time discovering that, of course, and not necessarily based off how the world sees you. And that's important. That's a whole other discussion as to who you really are. But try as much as possible to discover who you are. And the second thing I learned, the way to be relevant, again, has to do with authenticity. Be very authentic with whatever it is you're doing. If you're taking a photo, frame it the way that, not because you see somebody frame it like that, frame it the way that you think is the best. When I think of art, I think of creative expression. It's a language, I would say, a language which allows the humans, to all have a valid representation, or a valid an opportunity, actually, that's the right word, an opportunity to express themselves in whatever way, whatever genre, whatever signature that they have. It is something that is objective. You know, I don't know if you get what I mean. It's like art is an expression that allows each of us to bring our own expression, our own feeling, whatever we think, whatever however we see it, the colors we want to pull together, the songs we want to bring, all of us to bring that to the table and to have a valid say. That's how I see art.
Squeaky chair.
Boss, seriously, waiting for you in the last shot though. Okay, no. Alright, do it.
Seriously?
I just said, hold on.
Hand this.
Wait, hold it, just hold it.
Just hurry up.
Boss, I was checking to make sure that you're on point, you know.
Sure you were.
Alright.
Sure you were.
I'm gonna be sharp.
Hey, Hazon family. If you guys liked that video and would like to see our next set of crazy talented artists in this season of LoveArt, then hit the subscribe button below. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit our website listed in the description below. Keep up to date with everything Hazon.